Welcome back to the Somatic Sleep Lab. Have you ever felt the literal weight of a long day? It isn't just a metaphor. Every thought you had today, every decision you made, and every emotion you processed left behind a physical trace. In this lab, we view your brain not just as a mind, but as a biological machine that has become electrically saturated. Right now, your synapses, the tiny gaps where your neurons communicate, are loud. They are heavy with the day's data. To save the system from overheating or informational noise, we must initiate the physics of the reset. As your screen transitions into the amber spectrum, we begin the process of thalamic gating. The thalamus, located deep within your midbrain, is the grand relay station. All day, it has been flooded with light, sound, and the chaotic data of the external world. But now, as you listen to the cadence of my voice, the gate is closing. We are shifting focus from the external world to your internal architecture. Notice the breath. It is the first rhythm we synchronize. We aren't just breathing for oxygen. We are setting the tempo for the oscillations to come. Slow the intake. Extend the exhale. You are signaling to your nervous system that the laboratory is secure. Why can't the human brain stay awake indefinitely? The answer lies in a process called synaptic scaling, also known as the synaptic homeostasis hypothesis. During your waking hours, your brain strengthens connections to learn and adapt through a process called long-term potentiation, or LTP. Every new memory, every skill practiced, every conversation engaged in, all of these experiences cause specific synapses to grow stronger and more efficient at transmitting signals. This is learning at the cellular level. But here's the critical problem. If those connections stayed that strong indefinitely, your neural networks would eventually reach a state of saturation. Imagine a highway where every lane is completely full, where no new cars can enter. Your synapses would consume unsustainable amounts of energy. Your neurons would lose their dynamic range, the ability to distinguish important signals from background noise. Most critically, you would run out of the metabolic and spatial capacity to form new memories. But the crisis isn't merely energetic, it's also informational. Neural networks function through contrast and comparison. When you learn something new, specific synapses strengthen relative to others. This creates a signal-to-noise ratio that allows meaningful information to stand out from background activity. However, if all synapses continue strengthening without regulation, this contrast collapses. It's analogous to trying to have a conversation in a room where everyone is shouting at maximum volume. No single voice can be distinguished. The information becomes noise. This is why, after prolonged wakefulness, think of pulling an all-nighter, your cognitive function deteriorates dramatically. It's not simply that you're tired. Your neural circuits have lost their ability to encode new information because they have reached informational saturation. The channels are full. The system cannot process additional input. Sleep is the downscaler. Imagine a gardener pruning a tree. The gardener doesn't destroy the tree. Rather, they selectively trim branches to allow the entire organism to grow stronger, more efficiently, and more vibrantly in the spring. This is precisely what sleep does to your synaptic networks. During sleep, particularly during the slow wave phases we're about to explore, your brain initiates a process of synaptic renormalization. Research has shown that markers of synaptic strength, including the density of synaptic receptors, the size of dendritic spines, and the amplitude of electrical responses, all decline during sleep and reset to baseline levels. But here's what's remarkable. This process is not random or destructive. The brain is extraordinarily intelligent in how it scales synapses. Connections that are functionally important, those repeatedly used, those tagged by emotional salience, those critical to well-learned skills, are largely preserved or even strengthened. Meanwhile, weaker connections, redundant circuits, and less relevant information are scaled back more aggressively. This selective pruning accomplishes multiple objectives simultaneously. First, it reduces the overall metabolic burden, conserving energy for tomorrow's learning. Second, it restores the signal-to-noise ratio, allowing important memories to stand out clearly against a quieter background. Third, it creates space, both metabolically and informationally, for new learning to occur. This is why sleep is not optional for learning. It is the biological price we pay for plasticity itself. Without this nightly reset, the human brain would be incapable of continuous learning and adaptation. As the delta waves deepen, additional restorative processes activate. Consider growth hormone. The vast majority of your body's daily growth hormone release occurs during slow-wave sleep. This hormone is essential for physical repair. It signals cells to synthesize new proteins, repair damaged tissue, and restore depleted energy stores. Growth hormone works in concert with other restorative processes. Your immune system becomes more active during sleep, producing cytokines that fight infection and regulate inflammation. Your cardiovascular system benefits as well. Blood pressure drops to its lowest point of the 24-hour cycle, giving your heart and blood vessels a much-needed respite from the demands of waking activity. Even your genes respond to sleep. Research has shown that hundreds of genes involved in cellular repair, protein synthesis, and metabolic regulation are upregulated during sleep, while genes involved in stress responses and inflammatory processes are downregulated. Sleep is not passive rest. It is active, orchestrated restoration occurring at every level of biological organization. Your heart rate has reached its nightly baseline. The reticular activating system, the part of your brain responsible for arousal and wakefulness, has been deactivated. You are no longer a participant in the world. You are a system in total recovery. The analytical brain, the part of you that worries about tomorrow's schedule, that replays today's conversations, that plans and anticipates, is no longer required. It has handed the keys over to the autonomic repair crew. The synapses are scaled. The gate is locked. The cellular repair is underway. Your brain is no longer processing information. It is rebuilding its own foundation. Consider what is happening at this very moment. Your neurons are firing in perfect slow synchrony. Cerebrospinal fluid is pulsing through your brain tissue, clearing metabolic debris. Synaptic connections are being selectively weakened and strengthened, consolidating important memories while pruning irrelevant information. Growth hormone is signaling tissue repair throughout your body. Your immune system is producing antibodies and regulating inflammation. This is not sleep as passive unconsciousness. This is sleep as active, intelligent, biologically sophisticated restoration. Every system in your body and brain is being recalibrated, reset, and renewed. The narrative portion of this protocol is now concluding. For the remaining time, your system will remain in the deep delta drift. There is nothing left for you to do but exist within this rhythm. The science is working. The recovery is deep. You are a biological system that has recognized the signal for restoration. The thalamic gate has closed. External stimuli are being filtered and dismissed. The slow waves are propagating through your cortex in perfect rhythmic succession. 0.5 hertz, 0.6 hertz, oscillating in the deepest frequencies your brain can produce. Each wave is a pulse of fluid through your brain tissue. Each wave is a molecular signal for synaptic downscaling. Each wave is a moment of cellular repair and restoration. The analytical mind is offline. The worries of the day have dissolved into the background of neuronal noise. You are a pure process now, a living system undergoing the physics of renewal. System recovery is now at 100% capacity. The lab is dark,